Creating states versus focusing on cognitive function. Let's talk a little deeper today about the sales game. You see, a lot of people focus only on the cognitive stuff, the regular stuff, the scripts, the dialogues, giving people information, because you have to look at communication under two lenses, guys. There's the informative aspect of communication, and there's the evocative aspect of communication, right? Eliciting strong emotions, feelings, moods, right? Then you have the informative part, which is what most of the stuff on the internet is, and what most of us just generally talk about. It's just the information. Point A to point B, hey, let's do this, da 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 da. That's the information. The top notch communicators utilize both at the highest levels, but especially evocative. Like for the most part, when I'm really teaching people, I'm heavy on the evocative side and not even really into the informative side, because then that's what gives people experiential experiences and ahas. Experiential experience. Whether they're doing it with me or I have them up in their head thinking and imagining things. Now, hopefully, you're starting to catch my drift when it comes to this, because as you're getting in dialogues with people, that's what this is about. I need to effectively put them up here in the mental world, because if we just talk here, sales wise, you're only going to get so far. I have to be able to elicit emotions in you and create a mood and create the state in which it's conducive for you to want to talk to me more, to agree to buy my product or service or whatever it is that you're selling. And this is something that I think a lot of people never really get to, because they're still stuck on, sales 101, which is fine, right? Like that's where you're going to start. But you guys have to really start to dedicate yourselves and say, hey, I really want to take this to just another level in regards to your sales game. All right. So definitely right now, grab some of the free stuff that I have in the description below. I have a ton of stuff that you can just grab. You'll be a part of my email list, and you can grab it as a gift. And then later on in the video, I'll tell you about some of the other stuff I'm doing, like doing a workshop next week for realtors on expired listings, right? I'll have that pinned in the comment. And if you're interested, let me know. All right. Creating a state. If I talk to people and I focus on creating a state versus just trying to move along my script, I'm going to get infinitely farther, because in the beginning of a call or interaction, especially a cold interaction, like a cold call, cold door knock, business to business, right? The most important thing there is somebody's state. Because if I can interact with people and through my interaction, they stay completely comfortable, their fight or flight doesn't go off, and we meet each other where we're at energetically, the likelihood of you at least having an opportunity will be sky high. If you don't do those things, it's zero. And you know this because a lot of times when you first start out cold calling or going door to door or going business to business, what happens? You get instantly rejected. Not interested, click. And then after the fourth or fifth one, you're like, dang, you start to gather yourself and say, hey, there has to be some sort of adjustment here to my strategy. And that's when you start trying new things. But I want you to focus on creating a state. So the first thing you want to do when you're interacting with people is, number one, recognize where they're at, because all the communication that you get is feedback that you can utilize. You learn this in hypnosis. It's called utilization. Milton Erickson was fantastic at this. He didn't see anything as off limits or a barrier or an obstacle or a no. He just looked at it as feedback, and then he could adjust and return the communication in a way to move the interaction forward, which is what it was about. For him, his context was like therapy. He did it therapeutically. For us, it's selling. It's moving people along this conversation to buy a product or service or the solution that they're looking for, right? So it's just a different context, but it's the same principle. So at first I want to recognize where they're at. But when I say create a state, well, how do we do that? Well, when we communicate, what's the percentage breakdown? Well, most of it is physiology and tonality, right? It's your body language and it's your tonality. So if I want to create a state, I need to make sure that, number one, I understand where they're at, but number two, where do I want to take them? Number one is connect. So you have to meet them where they're at. If somebody sighs, I sigh. Oh, another realtor? Yeah, I know. A lot have called you today, huh? The words, don't even really pay attention to it, because the words, those are fine. But notice how I did the sigh. I first need to meet them where they're at. And I need to connect with people emotionally. Their state is frustration, apathy, right? When you sigh, you're just like, I'm over it, right? You have to be able to elicit that state within yourself and then communicate it to the other party effectively. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. So in that moment, my physiological response is to sigh, not only to just mirror and match, but to demonstrate to them subconsciously, I'm going to meet them where they're at. And that's most of the battle right there. If you have good delivery on that and you do it, you've handled 90% of the communication, and you've put yourself in a category that very few people will. Because I'm not looking to cognitively connect with them, which is words, right? I'm doing it by creating a state. Conscious is cognitive. Subconscious is creating the state. Two different completely levels of communication. Now, ideally, you want to communicate on both levels effectively. But most people are only taught 90-95% is conscious. You're not learning very much subconscious communication. What we're discussing today is 100% subconscious, which is why it's so powerful. So think of starting your interactions such as, how can I create a state? Or what state would I like to create for this interaction? Now, when you do that and it trickles down, your strategy is really going to start to change. Because you start paying attention, and the first point that I gave you of meeting them where they're at, you understand, hey, well, I have to first assess my target. I have to know where they're at. If I walk into a funeral, then I already know, okay, this is more of a somber mood and it's sad. I can't come in all high energy and because it breaks rapport and it's not correct. I need to elicit, either enter that state and elicit the same one, or bring a state that I want to elicit in them. So when you start looking at it this way, it's almost like you're a mad scientist. So now if I get on a call with somebody, right, what I want to do is, again, pay attention. So I know, like, I'm in real estate, right? And some of the calls that we make to certain lead sources, they're upset, mad, or frustrated. So I know I'm not going to automatically assume that they're in that state. However, I have to be able to empathetically and in the moment very quickly communicate that I'm right here with you, because that's what you're doing subconsciously with this stuff. You have to meet people where they're at. So when they give you the sigh or the and they start like maybe even yelling at you, is this another agent? I can't believe you guys are calling me. You have to be in that with them. You got to be kidding me. 10 agents have called you today? Something like that. I can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry, or what traditionally a script is going to say. I have to enter and be in that state with them. And this is, again, challenging because it's counterintuitive. It goes against what we think and how we're told we're supposed to communicate. But this is something that I mentioned in the beginning of it being more advanced. If you're still trying to figure out your script and you're like nervous when you call people and you still haven't established a baseline confidence, forget this. This is way more advanced. But this is an example of something that I'm going to touch on in my workshop next week, just so people have a better idea of how you can do this in the moment. Right? So if you're interested in that workshop, I'll drop it in the pinned comment. It's the expired listing workshop, right? We're doing it next week, 2-day workshop. This is something that you have to simulate and role play over and over and over. And I would recommend that you record it, because you have to watch yourself and listen to yourself to see, is this believable? Is it real? Because over the phone, it's only going to be off your tonality, right? But in person, people get the whole picture. You can't fake it in person. You can kind of swing it over the phone and your technique could be a little bit off, but in person, you really got to be top notch. What's up, buddy? So when you come at it from this mad scientist approach, sales completely evolves. Now I know, basically, to a degree, logic is out the window, and it's all about creating a particular experience and feeling for people in our conversations, right? Sorry, my cat is being unruly. When you think of it that way, it goes against conventional wisdom, but now you really have to say, okay, when you do that, I now have to be able to elicit emotions and state, not only within myself, but other people. Aha, now we're getting somewhere. Why? Because most of the time, people don't realize that when they make calls or do presentations, visually and internally, they're dead. They're just sitting there talking to the camera like this. No, you got to be alive, man. And it's not that fake enthusiasm, but you have to be dynamic in the sense that whatever you need to elicit, you know how to do it. You have to figure out how to do it. So if I have to elicit sadness, I know how to do it with my tone and with my body language. If I need to elicit excitement, right, with the movement and everything, I know how to do it. And When you start viewing communication through that filter and that lens, every single movement, every single interaction takes on a completely different meaning. Why? You understand now that the totality of everything is an experience that you're creating. Now, some people might say, "Oh man, this is out there." It's really not, because I've done Toastmasters so much. I've done over 1,000 paid live presentations now on Zoom and in person. I've done it all, guys, and I can tell you, when you know how to communicate at a higher level like that, it's magical what you can do, and how people respond to you is 1,000% different than anything else you've ever experienced ever. So I really encourage you now, with some of these basic building blocks, to start really looking at this thing and saying, all right, I really need to kick this thing into gear, because now it's not theory anymore, it's execution. It's execution. Theory has been given to you for so long. I've made, I don't know how many thousands of videos on YouTube. You've watched it, you've listened to a lot of them. If you're new here, welcome, right? But we really got to make sure that now we say, okay, I'm going to get my accountability partner, I'm going to get in front of an audience, I'm going to find a friend, and we're going to practice this, and then I'm going to get out there and push my product or service or whatever, and I'm going to refine my technique and do it over and over and over and over, because that's what this is about. And if you're having trouble figuring this out, well, think of the last time that you experienced any of these emotions, like sadness, confidence, excitement, and get a reference in your mind. How was I sitting? What was my facial expression like? What did my voice sound like? And those are the pieces that you can put together to then be able to replicate that in those moments. And when you can do that, your ability to connect with people, you're going to be like a plug going into the wall. I'm telling you, you will be irresistible to people, right? And once you have the technique behind it and the understanding, you'll be unstoppable. So this is like a key, a master key for sales. If you can get this and develop it, you'll be good to go, right? So I appreciate you guys watching. Anything else I can do for you, let me know. Grab those things, the free resources. Check out that workshop. I'm also doing a free webinar next week for the realtors. If you're thinking of changing a brokerage and you kind of want to figure out how to do it as well, you can set up a one-on-one consultation with me if you're interested in coaching anything that's revolving around sales and real estate and communication. I can help you. Other than that, if you want me to extrapolate on anything, explain it more, or do more of this type of content, let me know and I'll do it. All right, I'll see you guys.